Well, hello there, fusion engineers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts Garrison, episode 40, Redesigning the Reactor Room. So a lot of the damage that you see here is not so much from the bumping as it's just like the daily wear and tear. The game by design has like tons of daily wear and tear. So that's mostly what you're seeing in the damage overlay now. Whoa, hello. So if I'm not mistaken, this is the ship that has the orange way stuff. I'm fairly certain of it, and that will allow us to expand the engineering room. Yep, this definitely has orange way. Cool. Well, that makes my life easy. So, let's go batch uninstall. Orders uninstall. Oh, this is a little weird. Yeah, so in the data visualization layer, I can't actually see... Oh, that's probably because it's turned off. Viz. Mass tasks. Ah, there we go. As I like this color scheme and how it essentially deletes shadow. So I want to queue up tasks with the visor overlay enabled, but I have to enable the task layer to it. So the intention here is to create space in the reactor room so the reactor room can house the tanks that we need to operate a reactor. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably only have one helium tank. If I'm not planning on going to Venus, I'll just commit to that and not design a reactor room that can go to Venus, essentially. So that's my plan. Okay. If I want to change the reactor room, I need to do some things. So one, close that door. And I'm going to close all the doors because I am very likely to vent everything out. So I'd like to put, install. I'd like to put maybe all three tanks in the back. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Whoa, this is different. Actually, I'm going to put some of the tanks here. I'll put, let's do orders, cancel. It's one of those, like, I'm going to tinker with it until I get it just right. So there'll be some trial and error. So what I'm looking to do is to uninstall the walls that are blocking here, meaning I'm venting out my reactor room, obviously, and then installing the tanks in place, and then building the walls once the tanks fit. So orders. Uninstall. I'm going to leave the conduit in for now. There we go. I'm going to leave the conduit in place until I have exactly the right spacing. So what I'll do is I'll do like a heavy water tank, a cryo tank, and then the helium tank. I'm also going to need to grab the dolly and collect all of the walls. So this door here, let's do a factory reset. Oh, I didn't mean to open that from the other side. But I wanted to lock this door so it's not treated as a door until we're done. So access lock, 0000 lock. And that way it acts like a wall. So pick up the dolly and let's go move the floors that are on the ground out of the way. Just merging floor tiles so that I can move the lights in my backpack. Make more room for the floors. Because I'm going to run out of... I'm going to have to put some of the floors on the ground here while I'm doing the redesign. Because I won't have space in the dolly for them. All I need to make sure to do is to not jettison my dolly, but I'm going to put my dolly on the side. Drop, but not jettison. Okay, let's pick up the cryo tank first, because it's already back here. That's the easiest to reinstall, because the heavy water tank and helium tanks are installed in the ship, so it's a lot more drag distance. And the idea here is to figure out exactly where I can install it. Oh, God. I have to get rid of the visual. Yeah, okay. I am really brainstorming here. One of the issues that I have with this design... Actually, drop that. Can I compress my reactor even further? Really? I can't get to this laser? Yes, I can. Because if I can compress the reactor design layout even more, I think that's for the best. Meaning putting the laser here, and then adjusting the floor so that it can traverse around it. Because then I can put the cryo... Oh. I just jettisoned the cryo tank. Why is it so easy? Poop. Well, I know where our cryo tank is, because we found one in the last thing. But I think what I'll do is I'll just load. The worry here is this is a bit far back, but I'll just have to be careful about jettisoning. Why is it so easy to jettison? It's so easy. It's like probably one of my largest frustrations, other than like just general performance problems that I have with the game, is like jettisoning takes no effort at all, and you just, the hotkey for it is so easy to just, it keeps shifting. So like sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. It's really unnecessarily frustrating in my opinion. Because I hit the hotkey for drop, and it was just like, oh, okay, you want to dump your cryo tank to space? It's like, no. Nobody said I wanted to do that. But I think if I can compress the reactor room even further, I'll be able to fit the tanks in. Because what I'm trying to do is have it be as small of a footprint as possible, while also remaining walkable. Because both those two things are kind of like dual constraints. Because if you can't walk around it easily, you can't maintain your ship from within. Meaning that you'll have to do spacewalks every time you want to repair stuff, which is really annoying. You don't want to design it, like, I don't want to design a ship that way. I don't want to have to go, because, you know, it also makes it impossible to maintain it if you're docked with, like, K-Leg or anything else. Because you have to physically leave the ship, meaning that if your airlock is occupied, you would need a secondary door to the outside. It's just bad design. Because then, at that point, you're venting out an enormous amount of your own atmo just to maintain your ship. But also as small of a footprint as possible so that it's lightweight and easily to do maintenance on. And I don't really have a design in my head, but basically I know that having big sort of ballooned out spaces for the cargo on the outside of the ship is wasteful. So I'm trying to avoid that. Are you loading? Game? Yo? Hello? Knock knock. Anyone there? I feel like Ostranauts was like, oh, you jettisoned your cryo tank? Guess what? Live with it. At least that's how this feels to me. I am going to reboot the game. I don't think it's loading. I think it's got froze. Hey, Super Lemon, thank you for the sub. It's funny, I know I'm like dropping frames and buffering, but my like, I have different ways to monitor this, and Twitch's built-in way is going, oh, everything looks great. It's like, no. Twitch, no. Alright, here we go. So, where are we? What is even happening? I think I'm docking with that destination. Yes, we are in transit to the Z3RP. And we're there in 30 minutes. Okay. So it's a little annoying that I have to do that, but the thing is, knowing that, knowing what's gonna end up happening, like the design-wise, I can uninstall this cryo tank, or, uninstall this cryo tank and then start moving things into position now. Ban the jettison hockey? Yeah, no kidding. I'd rather leave things on a derelict as a way to get rid of trash than like even have the option to jettison at this point. Well, I guess I'll have the goat parts keep me company in my toilet. So in redesigning this, if I pull the fuel regulator down and the laser capacitor down, I'll be able to install a tank here and a tank there, and maybe put the last tank here, and it'll be very compressed, but But I foresee that as like the minimum layout design. So the other thing I have to do in preparation for that is to remove all the unnecessary detritus on the ground, so that my workspace is clear. Because previously I had loaded everything up into the reactor bay, knowing that I wanted to fill my cargo up, but now I want to do the inverse. I want to get rid of all the junk so that I have a free open floor to work with. And once this is done, the plan is to try to build up some other rooms, because I'm still missing a galley, I'm missing a rec room, I'm missing a dining room of sorts. So there's other facilities that I would like to build into the ship at some point, and we're just not there yet. You know, it's taken a while to get everything ready. Okay, I don't think there's a spot for this helium tank anywhere, which is a bit of an issue. Not a big one, because once the heavy water and cryo are installed in the correct spot, things can move around. But what this will end up looking like is I'm going to try to keep things roughly symmetrical, or exactly symmetrical, but also shave down everything back here so that it's like minimum size, while also attempting not to jettison things out to space, because my god, I do that too frequently. I'll just quick save a ton so that I don't end up doing that. Oh, actually, the game says I'm not buffering anymore. So if you refresh, or not the game, but my overlays, if you refresh, it should be okay. I was planning on going a little bit faster to the destination, cutting down time, so I will speed there fast. We're there in about 6 minutes, but I'm going to stay on the console because I'm flying there at top speed. Or not literally top speed, but pretty quickly. And still not going the fastest. This dude just passed me. Alright, this is the Orange Way ship again. Sorry about that, for the whole save scumming jettisoning thing. It's one of those situations where, like, I know I have a death counter at the top of the screen, but, and my character technically hasn't died yet. Maybe it should have been like a save scum counter, like an errors counter. Because in the case of jettisoning the cryo tank, it wasn't like the end of the, you know, like I could have gone to a different salvage and like picked one up or whatever. It's just, I feel like it's so annoying to lose things nearly no fault of my own. I'm not going to say no fault of my own, because yeah, it was my fault. Alright, so before I, Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is, before I lock that door, I'm going to move the heavy water tank and the helium tank into position, unlike last time, so that it's going to be really easy for me to position the appropriate tanks for installation. That way I don't have to drag over and over and over. Where is my... Oh, cryo's up there. You accidentally jettison a dolly full of salvage? I think everyone does that. Like, I don't think you can play Ostranauts and have that not happen at least once. right? Like, it's like an initiation rite at this point. Now, maybe I shouldn't have locked it open. Close. Access lock. Okay. So the reactor room is ready to depressurize. And we just have to scoop up the floors again. No problem. And then this time, if all goes well, I won't end up accidentally jettisoning my my cryo tank and ruining my plans. So orders, uninstall. And we'll get all of the orange way tiles. At least the batch uninstall is pretty easy to use in game. I've definitely played games where doing large batch work like this was a real pain. Alright, so coming down to the reactor room, we know for a fact we are busting these 5 walls down, and we'll do these 5 walls as well. And then we'll need to get the dolly and probably empty up the dolly as well. I'm also going to uninstall the lights because they're not going to be there. I don't want them floating, installed into nothing. So let's adjust the capacitor and make damn well sure we're not jettisoning. So the capacitor is going to go here so that there's more walkability in the top of the reactor. And then likewise do the same thing with the fuel reg. I can't go there. Let's drop it, uninstall the pellet feeder, and put the pellet feeder here. Because if I put the pellet feeder here, it'll be out of the way. Okay. Pick up the fuel regulator. There. So now, there's more space here for a cryo tank. So if we change the vis layer, I can install a cryo tank. So if I installed it here, it would block. So I kind of want to install it here, along the wall, meaning that if we take a look at the layer visualization, I need 6 floor tiles on the right and left. So I'm going to drop this now and install those floor tiles. Install, hull, orange way floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if it's symmetrical, we'll install the same thing on the other side. Because the cryo tank, or all the large tanks that you install, require like 2 wide substructure around them without overlaying on a reactor. Like that's kind of like the installation constraints, if you will. So install here. And it does not... It blocks these walls, but these walls are repairable from the other side. And if I install walls here, there's no issue. Alright, likewise, we'll do the helium tanks the same way on the other side. I can't get to it? That's like... we'll do the... Okay. Yes, I can't get to it. So as far as walkability goes, I'm also going to need to orders, uninstall 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to want to walk around the reactor, and I'll just make it symmetrical. So we need to install these walls and bump out the outer walls so that I can walk around these newly moved sections. Okay, so helium tank time. That's going here. Just like the other tank. Mirrored. Now, there is some dead space in this region. And some of that dead space can be like atmo. So like heaters, coolers, stuff like that. Well, probably not heaters, it's a reactor room. Right, orders. Or rather, install hall orange way floor. So for me to be able to walk around, we'll need 4 more floors like that. I feel like I'll have a floor on that side, but not on this side. I want to cancel that one. Install all. Where's cancel? I like can't. The overlay for can't. It's whatever. Oh, that was the overlay for walls. I understand what was going on. It's fine. I'll install and then uninstall it. It's not a big deal. Okay. I think if I replaced all the walls that we had done, this will be a walkable zone now. And then I'll do the bottom last. So this was, we want mobile light walls. These guys here. Like that. So I'll do the left side first. It would have helped to have my dolly in place so that I had access to the rest of the walls, because we need more walls. But now we have a reactor room with a helium tank and a cryo tank, and eventually the heavy water tank will go down here, and it's fully walkable. So the other thing we're going to need to do is to move the conduit. So uninstall the conduit. I feel like I'm clicking uninstall, but it's like not working or something. What is going on? What? I like mouse over it and it says debug console. There it goes. I don't know what's going on, but it's being weird. I'm definitely going to run out of storage space, so let's combine stacks. Now I have space for the conduit. Oh, I'm dragging around the heavy water tank with me? I didn't mean to be doing that. I'm gonna quick save because I'm really worried that I'm just gonna like jettison the heavy water tank, which is honestly the hardest one to replace by a lot. So let's put this thing down here. All right, reinstalling the conduit into the walls now. So you can see how this is getting compressed. Now the other thing that I'm gonna ask is, should I consider doing 2 helium tanks? Now, technically speaking, the like helium tanks to every other tank ratio is like 15-to-1 or whatever. But I'm just generating power. So let's see. Should I install 2 helium tanks? So if I did 2 helium tanks, I would move the cryo tank down here with the heavy water tank and have a helium tank mirrored with the other helium tank. It'll be up to you. So the poll's up on whether you think I should do 2 helium tanks. I'm not considering doing more than 2. I'm not going to go meta with like, 15 or whatever. I'm not trying to do transfer burns, so I don't need to install tanks like I'm doing transfer burns. But if I was going to do helium tanks, I would uninstall the cryo tank, move it down here, install another helium tank there, and then have 2 tanks here. Meaning that, like, my reactor room is going to have to get boxed out a little bit. Which is fine. Okay, Dolly. Pick up. And drag in there. And do not jettison the dolly. It's doing the thing again. I feel like there's some bugs with the visor mode or something. Oh, no, the visor level was just hidden. I thought I told my visor to show tasks. For mass and damage, tasks was... Oh, I guess it's just hidden by default? I get it. Come on. Come on, genius. Do the wall. Okay, am I gonna have to just force you? There you go. No, you almost got it. You're holding a wall, but you're not installing it. Orders. Cancel wall installation. And then manual non-jettison wall. Specifying the non-jettison is really important. Okay, next, install power conduit. And I probably don't have enough conduit for this. Yeah, I only have 6 of what is needed. So we'll go collect some more. And it looks like 2 helium tank setup is a go. So I'll work towards that. No, you're not installing conduit. What are you doing? It's this again? Okay. Orders, uninstall, conduit. There. I'm sure it's just a matter of I didn't have enough. Luckily, the derelict I'm at has plenty of material for whatever I need to do. So, for the other helium tanks, so that I don't have to pay to fill them, I'll try to install whatever's most full, which is, I think, this one. So, a full helium tank is like 5k, and my most full is like a 2k. So, oh well, we'll have to pay a fill-up fee, but it's not a big deal. Because these other ones are basically empty, basically empty, basically empty. Yeah, okay. The other thing is you can't put like a bunch of tanks next to one another. There's like installed at least. They require 2 tiles of dead space around them, so you can't like stack a bunch. You can't have like a wall of tanks, which would be cool, but you know, you just can't. So the uninstall shadow, or the install shadow, I think I can turn on the visor level. Placeholders. So that it's easier to use this overlay, and then also see what the hell you're doing. Okay, if I want this tank here, maybe just 4 floor tiles? Here, let's drop it and see if that is the minimum requirement. Because I don't want to expand any larger than I have to go. So install floor, specifically orange way floors 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that'll work. So it does block some of the walls here. So I'm just going to move the walls 1 tile out. But there we go. We've got our we've got the layout. We've got the footprint, and that's awesome. And it really didn't, our reactor room didn't grow that much. Mostly just things were like slightly shifted around. Alright, so next. Orders, uninstall, wall, and conduit. And then this is for the, you know, we're nearly done with the reactor redesign. I could even bring the floor up a little bit here, if I wanted to. Like, come up a bit. Cut some corners. But keep it symmetrical. I think having it be as small as possible, like, but without losing symmetry is my goal, ultimately. And I'll bother doing the like restorations at the end. Characters definitely getting hungry, tired, dirty, etc. Where are you going? Oh, you went to go eat. Okay. Solving the hunger. Do I know what sensor makes the sound? It's just the, like, your suit battery noises, the chirping. It's part of the game, in other words. It's indicating that you are in a suit. All right. Install conduit time. Yeah, so for some reason or other, the debug console, like, overlay thinks it's here. So parts of this power button think I'm trying to open up the debug console, which is why I, like, couldn't click before. Which I'm not trying to access the debug console. So that's what was throwing me for a loop. I don't actually want conduit there, but... there. Okay. And then we'll just install the cryo tank here, and then fine-tune everything. But I don't think there is much to be fine-tuned. Now, one thing we can have rooms for coolers on the walls. That was another thing that I was planning on adding, is I know reactors get hot, so having multiple coolers. We don't really need heaters, because, I mean, if it gets cold in this room, it's not a big deal. So here's the bottom wall. As far as lights go, I'll probably install one more light than I had before. Set to red. Set to red. And this whole structure now is walkable and has all the tanks required, meaning that all the other tanks in my cargo hold can be sold. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow astronauts.